everyone. I am Stephanie Dreyer, vegan mama in a non-vegan family and the founder of Batch Cooking Club, a weekly meal prep membership where you get to make one meal for your whole family, even for non-vegans, with plant-based at the core of it. So I am here every Wednesday with our weekly planning party. Grab your beverage and refreshments of choice. It is a party after all, and I invite you to, in just about 20 minutes, get your meal plan done for next week using the recipes from Batch Cooking Club that dropped in the plan. This morning, we dropped new plans and recipes every Wednesday. If you're not a member, you can head over to batchcookingclub.com and try us out for just $1 and get all the recipes. But you can follow along regardless and join the party regardless, because I'm going to give you tips and tricks to get your meal plan done. Setting up a weekly habit with me every week is all you need, about 20 minutes, and you can get dinner set and you don't have to think about it again. So let's jump in. The first thing, before we get started, you're going to need a couple things besides a beverage and refreshments. If you really truly want to feel like you're at a party, we need your whatever planner that you use, scheduling device, to schedule your appointments in, and also to your meal prep, your dinner prep into. And if you have a separate menu or resource that you use to actually write out your dinners for the week, grab that as well. I'll show you what I use. And this is part of the fun of calling it a party, because I have fun. I like to make it fun. So I have fun things that I use. And I just got some new things, so I'm excited to show you. So first of all, I use my phone. I have an iPhone, and I use the calendar in there to schedule all of my appointments with myself. So that's going to come in handy in a second. And then I also have a passion planner. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I love planners. I've tried them all. And this is, I'm going to show you the layout. This is what I use on a daily basis and a weekly basis to map out my day at a glance, kind of like big reminders. I don't put every detailed appointment, but kind of like block scheduling, if you will. So I do, if I want the detail, I go to this guy, but this is for block scheduling. And this is where I'm going to block out my dinner prep time with you right now, and also track my meals, my dinners for the week. And to do that, I use these stickers. I put them down, and then each night I put the meal. And then I also love to make it fun. So I have markers that I do everything color coded, and I have more stickers to just make it fun. So when I look at my meal plan on my calendar, I get excited and feel even more excited knowing that dinner's ready. So, but to get started, we're going to set 3 appointments into your calendar right now. And these are 3 that I do every week. I highly encourage you set them up as recurring appointments, because even if you have to shift them, it's really simple because they're already in your calendar, and you can just, if it's digitally, you can drag it to another time. And if it's in a paper planner, you can just move that sticker, or no, you have to move that block somewhere else. So the first one is setting up your meal plan, which is what we're doing right now. So you can block off Wednesdays at 4:30 if you want. I also block off time on Thursday evenings after my family settled for the night, every Thursday, about 30-ish minutes, to just get my grocery list together, finalize the meal plan. I'm doing it with you here, but it's hard to teach and do it at the same time. So I block off 30 minutes on Thursday nights after dinner, and I do my grocery list at the same time. I highly recommend you do your grocery list when you do your meal plan, because then you get it all done at the same time, and you can do that in just about 20 to 30 minutes. The next date you want to make in your calendar is to grocery shop. I do that Fridays after work. And again, putting these as recurring tasks is such a lifesaver, because you don't have to think about it. I know it's in my calendar. And for example, I know I have a meeting this Friday when I normally do my grocery shopping. So I've already moved it when I'm looking at my week for the next week. I've moved it to another open window in my day, because I know I'm going to have a meeting at that time. But again, I'm prioritizing it. It's there. I know it needs to get done. I just have to move it, as opposed to just going, oh my God, I got to go to the store sometime this weekend. And then last but not least, you want to set aside about 2 hours to do your meal prep, AKA batch cooking. And I do that on Saturday or Sunday morning. I usually do it between 9:30 and 11:30, something like that, before my day gets away from me. And again, sometimes my son has a baseball game. Sometimes, I've got to take somebody somewhere. And so I know that I'll just shift that to the afternoon or to Saturday if it's on Sunday, whatever I need to make sure I get that stuff done. And again, it takes the thinking out of it. I prioritize around it. And I know if I do those 3 things every week, I will be set up for success. So that's the habit I want to help you, those little habits that I want to help you maintain and get into. And so now we can get into the planning of it. So now I want you to I'm going to grab my passion planner. You guys grab your whatever system you use to map out your dinner plan for the week. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually block off. I talked about block scheduling earlier. We're actually going to block off time frames every day for your dinner prep. And you're going to figure out when that is by looking at your calendar, looking at your appointments, looking at your activities, also looking at your energy level to figure out when you want to eat dinner and how much time you have in between all those activities and appointments to get dinner made. But if you want to sit down and eat at a certain time. So for example, my family typically eats around 7:00. So I need to make dinner between 6:15 and 7:00. I like to spend no more than about 45 minutes. So it's usually closer to 30 minutes. So between 6:15 to 6:30 to 7:00. So what I'm going to do right now, and I'm going to invite all of you to do the same. And I'm deciding which color I want to use for this. I think I'm going to go with green for my dinner prep. I'll do green for dinner prep and recipes this week. I'm going to pull up my calendar. So I'm pulling up what I use for my appointments right now. And you're going to do this for what was I going to say? You're going to do this for whatever days your meal plan goes for. So I mentioned I do my meal plan Thursday nights and I shop on Friday. So my meal plan goes from Friday night to the following Thursday night. So you get my drift. So you're going to go through whatever time period of the week you're planning for right now. I know all of us are planning for different things based on our schedules. I am blocking down in here what I'm going every day for that week, how much time I have to dinner prep. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a second, but I am doing this in real time with you. So please follow along with me and write down how much time you have to dinner prep. So for example, I'm looking at Friday. I have a meeting until 6. I'm going to roll in the door at 6:30. I'm really not going to, I guess if we eat at 7:30, so I'll have like an hour and I will have already done my shopping. So I'm going to put dinner prep from 6:30 to 7:30. And then on Sunday, and I usually do on Saturday, we're out. We usually, I'll tell you in a second, but Saturdays are usually my dine out, take out day where I don't have to cook. So Saturday I don't have to worry about. And then Sunday, my son has a baseball game. So I'm going to write, I'm going to actually, while I'm doing this, I'm going to grab my sticker for dinner. When I know that I'm doing a takeout night or whatever it is, I go ahead and put on my sticker right away. So I know on Saturday that I'm not going to be cooking. So I'm going to put here. I'm going to show you what this all looks like, but I hope you're following along with me in real time. Oh, these stickers are not the best stickers, I have to say. They don't write very well. I got a new sticker. I was experimenting on Amazon, so I think I'm not going to use that sticker. We'll see. We'll try here. Playoff game here. So what I do, and this is like a lot of my members do this in Batch Cooking Club. They'll also write what their activities are going on around dinner to kind of help them. So for example, I mentioned baseball game. So that helps me know, okay, I'm going to pick up what we normally do. This is like our little tradition right now while it lasts is we we hit the habit. They have a great, they have the Beyond Burger, or the Impossible Burger, I think it is. And so that gives us an excuse to have our vegan burger. It's a kind of fun tradition that we've been doing. All right, so now I'm looking at Monday. I have a meeting until 6 o'clock, so I'm going to be rolling in it's a Zoom, so that gives me so I've got a Zoom at 6. So I'm just kind of talking through so you can see. I have a Zoom meeting until 6, and then I have another Zoom meeting at 7. So basically I have until 6 to 6:30 to get dinner prepped, and then we're going to eat an hour earlier that day. So that kind of helps to know that we've got to get, helps me plan ahead. And again, the whole point in all this is to take the thinking out of it, to make it easier. So this will be like literally in 20 minutes, we're going to have this done. I'm not going to have to think about dinner again. Like literally, it's going to be all plotted out for me. It's going to show me at 6 o'clock. I'm going to do dinner prep on Monday. I'm going to make this dish, whatever. We're going to do that in a second. And I will have prepped the ingredients on the weekend. So it will be that easy. I won't have to think about it. So just taking this 20 minutes now goes such a long way. So I just want to, encourage you, to take the time, because it does make a difference and it helps so, so, so much. Okay, let's see. Dinner prep. And again, I like color coding it because then I can see like everything for dinner is in like the same green color. I don't know. That helps me to color code. I have 3 kids. Everything's color coded. Each child is a different color. My work is a different color. My batch cooking club stuff is a different color. It helps me to like visually see it really quick. And then let's see. When I'm on Wednesday, by the way, everybody. So 5/25, which is my dad's birthday. Let's see, dinner prep. And Thursdays are Wednesdays are a great day for me to show an example of when you're going to slide in a meal that you've prepped on the weekend. I get home, I have a standing appointment for my daughter every week from 6 to 7. So we roll in at like 7:15 and it's time to eat. So what I do is I always prep something on the weekend that can either be reheated or the majority of it is prepped, and I can have my husband prep the rest of it. He's not a super efficient cook or a strong cook, so it'll be something easy that he can finish. Maybe it's a potted chili I make, and then he's going to chop up the toppings for us when I get home, and he just has to reheat it. Something easy like that. So that's another trick. Again, taking the thinking out of it. So when I roll in the door on Wednesdays, I don't have to stress about what to cook for dinner. I've already thought about it. It's already planned. All right. So I am on Thursday. I'm on my last day of the week because I told you I go from Friday to Thursday. And I have got an event next Thursday. So I'm just going to have to prep something for my family. So let's see. What do I want to write there? All right. I'm going to show you what this looks like in a minute. 1 second. Okay. So I want you to see, I'm going to take this off actually. Because I want to give you a visual so you can see how this looks. And again, there's no one size fits all to this. This is why I do these parties, so that you can make it work for you. So I've got, so I said I'm going Thursday to Friday to Thursday. So I've blocked up, I don't know if you can see, I'm blocking off dinner prep. My pink is my event. So I'm just making a note to myself, my activities. So I said, you might want to write down your activities. So I'm doing green for dinner prep and the meals. I'll show you that in a sec. And then I have the baseball game here, dinner prep. I have my event there. I'm going to book club. I've got all this here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to plug in the meals. And this is where like I have the baseball game. I'm going to put pick up habits, and then I'll add my stickers. Um, I know on Tuesdays we always do tacos, so that's like a one I'm going to plug in for always. I'm going to show you how to plug those in right now. So let's go to the app. So if you're a Batch Cooking Club member, you can download our app, Kajabi, and pull up our recipes. Again, you can try us for just $1 at batchcookingclub.com. And I'm pulling this up so that you can see, and I'm going to go through really quickly for my members while it's loading, how you can plug these into your menu really quickly and easily, because you've already figured out how much prep time you have each day. So for next week, we drop new plans every Wednesday for those of you who aren't members. We give you a plant core meal, but options for everyone. I'm a vegan and a non-vegan family, and I only want to make one meal. I only make one meal every night. So I have a plant core meal with with options to add to the same meal for non-vegans. So I'll take you through what that looks like now. This week, we're having California vegan cob wraps, cauliflower hummus nachos, Mediterranean stuffed spaghetti squash boats, and penne pomodoro. We're going to meal prep, batch cook on the weekend, the baked spinach falafel that's going to go in those squash boats, California cob tofu for the wraps, lemon thyme hummus for the cauliflower hummus nachos, or you can skip that and buy a store-bought one. Pomodoro sauce, so easy and delicious to make homemade for your penne, vegan cob dressing for the tofu and the wraps, and 2 cups of cooked quinoa, which are going on those hummus nachos. So again, by prepping those 6 things, you're going to have sped up dinner during the week really easily. And let me just take you through the batch cooking plan really quick, and then I'll go through the recipes. So you're going to start by, the way I set up these batch cooking plans is so that you're active and efficient during your meal prep, and you're never waiting around. So you're in and out in an hour and a half to 2 hours max. So you're going to start with preparing your quinoa, and while that's cooking, you're going to make your pomodoro sauce. While the sauce is simmering, you'll make your falafels, and while the falafel's baking, you will make your vegan cob dressing. Once you have the dressing ready to go, you can make the California cob tofu. And then while that's baking, you can make your lemon thyme hummus and then finish preparing your pomodoro sauce that all goes in the blender after it's all cooked. So that is the plan for prepping. Really straightforward, just an hour and 30 minutes. Now let's talk dinner. So we've got the Mediterranean squash boats, which is a meal in itself. You don't need any sides for that. I give you side suggestions every week. For non-vegans, you're going to replace the falafel with a cup of sliced or chopped protein of choice, whether that's chicken, whatever. If you've got some gyros you want to use, whatever gyro meat, you can do that. Anything Mediterranean, Greek inspired. What I typically do for my family, for the non-vegans, is I buy a pre-marinated or cooked protein that my husband can cook or marinate while I'm preparing the rest of dinner. So I'll usually, for them, knowing my family, I'll buy some chicken. Trader Joe's actually has some great marinated chickens that would work in here, or I'll just buy some chicken and he'll cook it up. My husband will cook it up and chop it up. And then when I serve dinner, I have the spaghetti squash boats, and then I have the falafel on the side, and I have the chicken on the side, and everyone can add whatever protein they want into it. That's how we make it work. One meal for everybody. This meal is 45 minutes to cook, 15 minutes to prep. Because it's spaghetti squash, it takes a while to bake. So this is for a night where it's only 15 minutes to prep. So once you have it prepped, that you're not doing anything else. You only need 15 minutes of like active time. But you need to, if you're trying to get dinner on the table and sit by 7 o'clock, you're got to back in, get it in, start at 6 to get it in on the table by 7. So I want you now, here's where we actually put pen to paper. Write down, look at where you blocked off your dinner prep. Look and see where you had 45 minutes to an hour to do dinner prep next week, and slide this into your menu and your plan. All right, so you do that. We're doing it together in real time. Next, we have the California vegan Cobb wraps, and I'm suggesting you serve those with veggie chips. I love the ones at Trader Joe's. They've got a great selection. I also love Terra, Terra. They have a great selection of roasted root vegetable chips. And the Cobb wraps, I'm just trying to scroll here. This is the Cobb wraps. If you have non-vegans, you're going to replace the tofu with chopped grilled chicken or any kind of cooked chicken you want. You could also do salami or ham or something like that, whatever feels Cobb-ish to you. You are going to take 15 minutes. That's it for this recipe. So this is that recipe you're going to plug into one of those nights. Remember that night I told you I'm running in the door and there's no time to do anything? Because you've already prepped your Cobb tofu and dressing. For me, this will be my Wednesday night dinner because I'll be running in the door. Everything will be ready and my husband can there's a few things to chop. That's all he'll have to do. All right. So now you plug it into where you would plug it in. I'm going to plug it into where I would plug it in. And then we're going to go to the next recipe. What do we have here? Cauliflower hummus nachos, one of my favorites. I'm suggesting you serve that with a big fat Greek salad, of course. And the nachos are really easy. 15 minutes to prep, 15 minutes to cook. And actually, that's because you've already cooked the quinoa, you've already made your hummus, and you already have the baked spinach falafel made. If you are for your non-vegans, and I'll show you what this looks like, you're going to swap out the falafel for any kind of other protein similar to those spaghetti squash boats. You can do a big batch of chicken that you can use for both recipes or any other protein of your choice. And what did I want to tell you about this? So plug this in. It's a 30-minute meal, 15 minutes to cook, 15 minutes to prep. Slide that in there. Again, you can use store-bought frozen falafel and store-bought hummus, completely up to you if you want to give yourself even more grace and ease with dinner. And then last but not least, we have the Penne Pomodoro, and I'm suggesting you serve that with a Caesar dressing. We have the recipe linked in here for our Caesar vegan creamy Caesar dressings, one of my favorites. You can also batch cook that on the weekend, so you don't even have to make that. And here is the Pomodoro. And this obviously is vegan on its own. There's no protein, so you could add some meatballs or vegan meatballs too, but for that matter, as a side or on top to serve with the Pomodoro. And this is really quick and easy to make. You've already made the Pomodoro sauce, so it's literally just boiling the pasta and chopping some basil. So 5 minutes to prep and 20 minutes to cook while you wait for the water to boil, and then cook your pasta for about 10 minutes. Super, super simple. That is the plan for this week. And there you have it in just about 20 minutes. We just slated dinner in 4 different dinners. Now you might be going, but Stephanie, that's only 4 dinners. I still have 3 other nights to cook. So let me tell you what I do. I mentioned I always designate one night, usually Saturdays, as a no cook night, and we do takeout or we dine out. Friday for me, that's the day that I go to the grocery store. That for me, that's like a day where I get to pick anybody else's recipe to cook, and I don't give myself a time limit for dinner because it's the end of the week. We're Jewish and we celebrate Shabbat in the house. So I take my time making a nice family Shabbat dinner, and where I usually like to be in and out of the kitchen in about 45 minutes. I usually take anywhere from like 45 to an hour and 15. I take a little bit more time and grace with myself, have a glass of wine. So that's my Friday. I mentioned I do Tuesdays is always tacos. Whether you change up the type of taco every week or do the same type of taco, I highly encourage some kind of theme night. If your family loves Italian, maybe every night or every week you have a pasta night. If you love Asian food, you can have an Asian night. What a soup, sandwich. You can have so much fun with this. So, and I think on our website, if you go to batchcookingclub.com/free, I have a download with ideas for that. And then my other suggestion for you is to have a leftover night. I will often do that on Thursdays because that's my day where I do my meal planning. And so it gives me a chance to clean out the fridge, do an inventory of what's in the freezer that needs to get eaten up, look at what I need to stock up in the pantry. And it helps me just kind of get a lay of the land well, as I'm preparing dinner, and then after dinner, when everybody's settled, that's when I go and I finalize my meal plan. So those are a few other options. I know as it gets cooler or warmer, I should say, people like to do grill nights on Sundays. That's one thing I've heard my members talk about. So there's a few ideas. So I hope that's helpful. Have a delicious week. Remember to, there's lots of more dinner ideas over at batchcookingclub.com/blog. And if you're not a member, you can try us for just $1 over at batchcookingclub.com. I'll see you here next week. Enjoy, everybody.